Hey there, welcome to a new episode of Money Talks. I'm Andrea Heng. Now, we know that running a business or starting a business right from the ground up is no easy feat. You build it and then you assemble a team of whoever is willing to help you, and you do your own marketing as well. But there is a way to pursue your entrepreneurial dreams without starting from zero. It's called franchising. Franchising offers a chance to operate under an established brand with a proven business model. But is it less risky? And what are the limitations that you will have running and operating a franchise business? Let's now ask Nafees Khundker. He is master franchisor of cosmetics retail brand Lush right here in Singapore. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
All right, Nafees. So, why did you decide that you weren't going to start your own brand instead?
So when I first wanted to become an entrepreneur, I looked at many different things, what type of business I want to do, how I can do it, what type of capital I have. But what hit me was more of the brand.
Right.
So this is a brand that we really liked. We had the passion for it. It's not just cosmetics or food, but it's the ethical standards and values of what the brand stands for. And once we saw that we really related to that, we knew that's the brand we want to go for.
Okay.
And then we really pushed for it, and it took us almost 2 years to get the brand.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you always have an entrepreneurial itch that you needed scratching?
No. As a matter of fact, I'm a career banker, or I used to be a banker.
Right.
I left banking. I wanted to leave banking and do something on my own.
Okay.
And my wife and I wanted to start something of our own, basically,
Right.
in Singapore.
Okay.
So that's how we started. I left banking to actually get into this.
So did you actually try building your own brand from scratch? Was that even a consideration for you?
In the beginning, no. I always wanted to learn from someone.
Okay.
And this was actually one of the first businesses that I started, and it tremendously helped me because a brand brings a lot of things. It's not just a name.
Sure.
It brings its own values, own products, processes. It taught me so much. And before we got the brand, we actually had to go and work in shops in London for a week.
Right.
To understand more about the brand, and we learned so much of how to run every single thing.
Right.
And even after I started, I learned more because we actually worked in the shops ourselves here as well.
I see.
When we started, and we learned how everything operates from them. It's just amazing of how years of experience that a brand brings in, which to start from your own, you would probably make many more mistakes before you get to that stage.
Well, speaking of mistakes, was there one that stood out to you that became a really memorable lesson, perhaps, that stuck with you till today?
My biggest mistake, I would say, and I'm not really proud of it, was one of my businesses that I want to start. I actually got another franchise.
Okay.
It was in the F&B
Okay.
side. I paid all the money, all the fees, royalties, and even for shops and all, it cost a lot. But at some point, I realized that this was not really what I was looking for. It didn't go with my other businesses. At the same time, the numbers didn't work.
Right.
So I actually took the decision of cutting my losses and pulled out of that.
Okay.
So not my proudest moment, but looking back, I think that was still a good decision not to do this. So I learned from my mistakes. You really have to do your research well before you get into any journey.
Yeah, I think that's very, very sound advice indeed. You talked about how this isn't your first time at the rodeo. How different is it starting up a business from scratch versus, gunning for a franchise license?
There is a huge difference, I would say. When you start a new business, you have to really first think, okay, what product are you doing? You have to work on the product, whether you make it or someone else makes it, or what service you're going to do, and then start building everything from scratch, starting from the brand, the name, to the process, products and everything. But when you actually go for a franchisee model, then you have a lot of set processes, products, brand value, everything comes with it.
Right.
So I would say you're slightly ahead in the game. Of
Okay.
course, you don't have your own brand,
Right.
but you are ahead in the game. So it's probably slightly easier to start if you get into a franchise model.
Okay.
At the same time, it comes at a cost, right?
Right.
I mean, it's not cheap.
Okay. On that note, is it then cheaper to own or franchise a business versus starting up from scratch? And especially in Singapore's context where things are costly.
I think there's no right or wrong answer for it because there's a cost to everything. If you build your own brand, I think in the longer run, you have your own brand, you control the brand, you have a lot.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of Singaporean brands here who have made it big, right?
Yeah.
It is way more difficult to start, I would say. But once you have set it up, you have a good product, then you can do a lot more with your own brand. But in terms of getting a franchise in, it's easier to start. You have to look at what brand you're looking for.
Sure.
What type of royalties you have to give first to actually bring the brand in. And then how easy or difficult it is to work with the brand.
Right.
Some brands, they're not flexible at all.
Right. Because they have a particular brand ethos and they're sticking with it.
You'd even have to buy the equipment from them.
Oh, right. Oh, quite okay.
Could be. So if that happens, you know that you can actually do it for half the cost if you do it locally or if you do it somewhere. But you don't have that liberty, right? Because you've signed up for it.
Yes.
So there are a lot of different things you have to actually calculate in terms of numbers, whether you want to do your own brand or not.
Okay.
But as a start, and if you're getting into it for the first time, I think it's easier to go with a franchise.
Okay. Before I ask you to break down a budget for me, out of curiosity, that royalty fee you were talking about, is there a ballpark figure that you can give me in terms of what I should be prepared to pay for licensing a franchise?
So that also depends on the brand, right?
Sure.
I mean, if you're looking for a big F&B brand like the big ones over here, you see the US brands, you could pay in millions.
Oh, wow.
An upcoming brand actually, I think, is the best where low six figures, you'll probably get it for Singapore.
Right. Okay.
Or a market like this. But it totally depends on how established that brand is.
Sure.
But it's not only the initial franchise fee, right? You have royalty that continues in the longer run.
Okay.
So you have to calculate both of these. And I think there's a give and take on exactly how much it's going to be.
Okay, so let's whip out the calculator then, Nafees, and get a breakdown of what I should be budgeting for. I'm thinking about franchise fees, you talked about that, equipment, inventory, storage, marketing, and I suppose an ongoing fee would be those royalties that you talked about. So break it all down for us. What does it cost to run and operate a franchise business?
I can probably give you some percentages and all, and not exact. And like I said, it totally depends on the actual brand.
For sure.
So I think for a mid-range F&B brand, you'll probably pay a few $100,000 in initial royalty, which will probably allow you to open 3 to 5 restaurants or units.
Right.
At the same time, you'll probably pay royalty between 3 to even 10%, depending on the brand, what support they're giving you.
Not to mention the rent that you have to pay.
Of course. We are, of course, in Singapore.
Yeah.
So rents are always tricky.
Yeah.
The other thing is, and actually there's one good point, you mentioned rent. When you have a good brand and the landowner or building owner wants you there, you probably can negotiate a little bit better in terms of rental.
So this is where picking the right brand is strategic.
Yes, of course.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense to start with. If I had started by myself going into a premium mall in the middle of Orchard, they would be hesitant to give me the best location.
Right. Okay.
So if you have a brand behind you, it's probably easier to get that location.
And operational costs, what's that going to look like?
So operational costs, like I mentioned, if you do something on your own, you can probably decide, okay, this is how I want to do I want my shop or restaurant to look like. These are the equipments I can buy. You can buy the equipment from a lower cost country or a higher cost country, or if it's like a lot of brands say that, okay, we have the equipments. These are the ingredients that you have to get from me. So over everywhere you have a higher cost. So if you
Right.
do it yourself, you probably can do it much cheaper.
Okay.
Typically, if you do a franchise business in retail, F&B, you would probably have at least 25 to 30% as your rental cost.
So you talked about how there are bigger brands versus smaller brands, and depending on their flexibility and in the arrangement, if you need to get their equipment, their proprietary ingredients, that would cost more, obviously. But what about some other stuff like perhaps industry specific? Is running an F&B business perhaps more expensive than running a retail brand, a cosmetic brand?
I don't think there's a huge difference. Of course, because of the brand, you get a lot of customers.
Right.
Then comes the process and the products or services or food for that matter. And brands know this
Yeah.
because they've done this for years.
Yes.
So they will capitalize on all of these. It's not necessarily that they charge you more for the ingredients and all, but they might charge you more for the royalty, or they might charge more for the support they provide you, right?
I
They
see.
train you, they train your staff. And the bigger the brand or the better the brand will do those jobs much better.
Yeah. And there's that brand premium that
That's
you
the
talked
brand premium
about
you
as
pay
well,
for.
right?
That's a brand premium you
Yeah.
pay for.
What about marketing? What percentage of the budget goes to marketing? Because I imagine you are not only marketing the brand, you're marketing the brand to a very specific audience, i.e. the Singapore customer, right? So how much do you actually spend on marketing?
Okay. Again, they will give you guidelines.
Okay.
If you are a franchisee here, you'll have strict guidelines of what you can do and cannot
Right.
do.
Even right down to marketing.
Of course.
Wow. Okay.
Again, over there's some positive parts. A lot of the marketing materials actually, they will guide you as well.
Okay.
So some of the things for your own business, you would have to make it yourself. Over
Right.
here, you can just download the pictures or videos.
So it's a template.
You can have, not everything is not templates,
Okay.
but you can actually have a lot of inventory to work with.
Right.
But at the same time, they will tell you what you can do and cannot do. Like for Lush, for that matter, we don't do paid advertising at all. So I don't have any of that cost.
Right.
But I have to work around and do other things. We're not on social media. We don't do a lot of things. But at the same time, I have to do marketing in a different way. So I have strict guidelines of what I can do and cannot do.
I see.
More than cost, my thing is how.
Right.
Right?
So it's a brain capacity cost in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You still have to keep people for different teams and manage it accordingly.
There are various ways of operating a franchise here in Singapore. There's a partnership, there's a sole proprietorship, and a limited liability company, an LLC. What's the difference among them, and especially when it comes to cost?
In terms of exact franchise or non-franchise business, these entities are the same. I mean, it really doesn't matter if it's a franchisee business or not a franchisee business. But I think when you're getting into contracts and doing bigger things, it's always probably better to have a limited liability company.
Okay.
Because proprietorship and all, in the long run, in a short run, a small business probably works. In the long run, banking, credit, everything, I think limited liability makes more sense.
Okay.
And you're getting into overseas contracts as well. There's a lot involved over there. Better to do, I think, a limited liability company.
Okay. Why?
But because firstly, it's a limited liability company.
Right.
That's the biggest thing over here. And then it's a company. Not everything is on you. If it's a proprietorship company or even a partnership company, you can get personally
Right.
liable and involved in a lot of different things. So limited
Understood.
liability is always good.
Okay.
In terms of banking, credits, it always makes sense to have that because you build a business with a purpose for the long run, right? You don't build just for a small business. You'll
Yeah.
grow big. You'll do a lot of different things. It will make sense. But of course, a limited liability company has much higher costs in terms of maintenance, right? You have your costs for, of course, keeping the company alive, your taxes, GST registration is something else in Singapore you need to worry about.
Yes.
Then accounting, audits. Once you grow bigger, you need to audit your accounts. All these come with a cost.
Okay. Obviously.
Yes.
So Lush, one of your franchise businesses, it operates on a licensed partnership model. unlike most traditional franchises, how different is this experience compared with the other franchise businesses that you have?
One of the things Lush does not call its franchisees or anything. They call us partners.
Ah, okay. So it's a bit of an elevated status almost.
Yes, they call us partners. They actually have a stake in the business that we do in these countries.
Okay.
And it's a journey for them as well.
I see. Through your eyes.
Yes,
and
through
your
our
hands.
eyes. Yeah. So they let us do everything. They have their guidelines. As long as you follow that, you do your business.
Right.
The objective business plans we agree on, and then we work on it.
Okay.
So it's a partner model is, I think, much better, and it's in the long run both party benefits from this, because whatever you're doing, if you're growing, both the parties will benefit from it in the long run.
And how does that compare with the traditional way of franchising? What's the difference
Most
there?
of the franchisees work on a franchisee-franchisor model, where you just pay a royalty fee. You get, 3 shops, 5
and
shops.
you run your own show?
There are some guidelines, of course.
Yep.
And then you run your own show, and whether you make money or not, you give them a royalty.
Right. Okay. So there's less involvement.
And the
in that
royalty
sense.
comes mostly on sales, not your profits.
I see.
So the continuing royalty.
Right.
So you first pay for something, and then the royalty always comes. Whatever you sell, your net sales, you will pay a royalty on the sales, not your profits.
I see. And that complicates things, doesn't it? When it comes to your bottom line, I suppose.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you always have to price accordingly. You have to know that this percentage will always go out as royalty. That's your direct cost.
Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting model. Obviously, in your current situation with Lush, your partnership with Lush, it's a bit different because you believe in the brand, you're very passionate about it. But in other instances, what is the thing that I need to know when it comes to the risks involved in franchising a business?
I mean, there's a lot of risk. First is you have to understand the brand. What is it that you want to do, and what is it that the brand wants? It has to be the same.
They have to align.
They have to align. And it can be different things. You may have different objectives, which is okay. And every single brand has its own values, own way of doing things. So when you're actually starting the discussion, you have to understand what they want, how they operate, and whether it goes with you. I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
You have to know the brand. I think that's the biggest thing that you need to worry about. And then, of course, the brand will have reputation. These days, there's a lot of news
Yes.
that's there, good or bad. And bad news flows faster, so you would know very easily.
Thank you, social media.
Yes. Very easy, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, you know later, right? But first, it really goes viral. So you have to understand that and how it will fit your market.
Just the final question on costs. What are the hidden costs that I need to plan for?
Okay, so the agreement will not probably talk about legal fees, but agreement may talk about how much of marketing fees you need to set aside. The other cost could be like global requirements.
Yeah.
Sometimes the brand may decide, okay, we will do a promotion globally on this, and we will give, let's say, it will cost 5% extra. Maybe I'm just giving a number, 5% extra. Whether you like it or not, if your contract says that you have to do it, you have to do it.
Right. And
So
it's basically a contractual term.
It's a contractual term. If they say that if you do something global, you will have to participate, then you will have to participate.
Right.
You don't have a choice. At the same time, it could be that you cannot do this, and you think locally, I should do it, but you won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have it.
What kind of exit strategies are there then for franchisees?
I don't think there is a particular exit strategy on this, but one of the things every franchise owner needs to do is to understand the team who's supporting them and how easy it is to communicate with them. I think an open communication channel is one thing that you should always continue, which can come in handy in good and bad times, because they also have to understand. Because end of the day, it's their brand value as well. How I see it is, yes, even if I don't do well here, it's okay. I'm not doing well. They're making money. But at the same time, I mean, they're depending on me to uphold their brand reputation in this country as well. So if you keep an open communication, I think a lot of things could get sorted and easier. Because if you go by contract, and contracts come in always at hard times, right?
Yeah.
You will go line by line from a contract.
Yeah,
when,
with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, when you're not in good terms.
Thank you so much for this advice, Nafees. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me here.
And thank you for listening as well and watching. Now, if you've got any comments or questions, you can always leave us a message. Money Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Me Listen. Rate us where you find us, please. Credits to the team as well. Tiffany Ang, Nat Fetalvero, Junaini Johari, Joanne Chan, Hanida Amin, Sayawint, Shaza Dalila Rahmat. I'm Andrea Heng. This is the Money Talks podcast.